So I saw a video talking about how people in Silicon Valley are presently working on a cure for mortality. At first I thought like, maybe they should be focusing more on a cure for sickness, disease, poverty, that kind of stuff. And then of course I started to think about the nature of reality again, particularly simulation hypothesis. What can I say? I have a one-track mind. I've talked about the fact that our world appears to be, if you reverse engineer it, appears to be a simulation of endings, a mortality simulation. And my thought process is that, well, what sort of civilization, what sort of people would simulate a world like this one? And the only logical answer that I can come up with, at least as of now, is immortals. What if our world, what if our reality is a mortality simulation created by beings who have managed to cure mortality? Exactly what those in Silicon Valley are allegedly working towards right now. So imagine a civilization who started out much like we did. They started out as mortals, they advanced technologically, and then they figured out a way to stop dying. And then they realized that eternity is a very long time, but they couldn't die. So then they simulated a world, and then they utilize forgetfulness as a tool in which to forget that they were immortals. And then death and dying was sort of imbued into the simulated reality. But because they forgot, what ended up happening? Well, when you have mortal creatures and you give them technology or they develop technology, over time, they will eventually work towards the end of the thing that they fear the most. And they fear death the most because they forgot that they were, in fact, immortals. And so begins or continues a very strange loop. Imagine us now, our scientists, develop a cure, a treatment, a way in which to live forever. And then we realize, wait, what have we done? And they can't reverse it. And then they decide to create a simulation where they can actually have a break. And then they decide in the simulation to not remember that they are immortals. But because the knowledge is somewhere in the back of their mind, they just do the same thing over and over and over and over. And that is the curse. That is the curse of Sisyphus, so to speak, or Homo sapiens sapiens. Something to think about.